All right. The 2024 Democratic Party platform. I'm just like gonna go on and like about like how I'm an anarchist and how like I don't believe like voting is actually really gonna like effectively change things, and going that as I read the Democratic Party platform so too. I don't think I'm gonna read the acknowledgement. Okay, I guess shit. So, like the Democratic like National Convention land acknowledgement. The Democratic National Committee wishes to acknowledge that we gathered together our state our values on lands that have been like stewarded here through many centuries by ancestors of descendants of tribal nations who have been here since like time immemorial. We honor the communities like we honor the communities, the natives to this continent, and recognize that our country was built on indigenous homelands. We stole those like indigenous homelands. We stole the land from those indigenous people. We pay our respect to the millions of indigenous people throughout history who protect our lands. What about the millions of like indigenous? I'm already kind of upset at the Democratic Party as well too. There's no talk about land back, and they just acknowledge the indigenous people for what they did in the past years, just ignoring the entire history of like the genocide that happened to indigenous people and how we stole the lands as well too. And that's what something I read. This is why I read that like a essay back last year I think, or like no 2 years ago for during the midterms by Indigenous Action about like how. They say voting is harm reduction. Okay, harm reduction too. And the Indigenous Action, at least the opinion of Indigenous Action, is just like, yeah, voting can continue to perpetuate the United States of America, a country built off of stolen land and built off the blacks as slaves as well too. I was trying to type out my disdain for like land nonsense and contest, but apparently you beat me to it as well too. I was wondering how much am I going to hate it when I'm reading the Democratic Party platform. It's the first paragraph, just the first paragraph. So let me continue on. Well, we here meet in Chicago. We also recognize and honor the traditional homelands of the. Sorry for butchering these like names as well too. The Anunnaki, also known as the Council of the Three Fires, the Ondruas, and the Potawatomi nations. Actually, this is true, and not just like a legend in the family that like a great aunt is like a like Cherokee princess. First of all, I don't think the Cherokee have princesses. I'm actually in part Potawatomi. I'm either 164th or 132nd, so like so far removed that it doesn't matter. Or that like I've been so far removed from that connection that like I don't feel strongly. I have to rekindle that. I have to like look up the Potawatomi and like see what they're all about to know this well too. But it's like no. My dad knows his like his great aunt or his great aunt, and like I have talked to my great aunts and like they know. Oh yeah, it's so and so like Emma as well too or whatever. And then she did marry in the family, so that like one of my great aunts like cousins something like that is like 1/4 like Potawatomi, and it's like so yeah. So I do have indigenous in me as well too, but again it's just like I've been so far removed from Potawatomi that like I need to like learn as about the things too. And let me also quickly mention this. My friend Joey the Indigenous Heretic, actually the command Joey it should work on both YouTube and like Twitch. They're indigenous and they're also neutral, gender neutral. No, no man, no, I'm a woman. They them pronouns. But they are also disabled. They kind of are currently they're in an okayish spots where it's like they can do some work and they can get some work and pay some bills, but really honestly they're limited on a net connection for like a hour or two at like a public library, or for like have a restricted data cap as well too. And but they're indigenous and they're Lakota, and but they have said that like if white people or whoever wants to come to the indigenous people or to these different places as well too, Obichi, Obria, Potawatomi, or even like Monsoonitis, Hognut, Manune, Sakin Fox, Imperial, Conas, We, Chippeways, and I say, okay, at least you like named the tribes as well too. That's because that's one thing you can do. Whose land am I on? I'm on the Duma Wash's land. Or I'm also a couple other like people's like land. I'm not too far from Muckleshoot. I'm not too far from Snohush. I'm not too far to Puyallup. I'm not too far to Tulib. Which unfortunately I know of some of those names because of the casinos, or actually counties and cities as well too. But like Joey has said, if they welcome explorers, absolutely want to come and like explore like the Potawatomi, explore the Lakota, explore like the Chippewa, explore Cherokee, explore the Hopi, explore the Navajo, something like that. Sure, they would love to like invite you in because you are coming in to want to learn more on American Canadians' proud tradition of stealing other people's lands. Yeah. Yep, Lucidia. Yeah, exactly. Hey, yeah, true. Canada is like a considered colonial project too. Mexico too, as well. And they welcome explorers. What the indigenous people hate is like the colonizers as well too, which unfortunately most of the like white people that came to like Turtle Island were colonizers as well too, and that's why they did horrific genocides. Anyway, continuing on, we acknowledge that many other tribes who consider this area their traditional homeland, including it still is their traditional homeland. So that's one thing. I read out the names of Montage, the Hope Chuck, the Manamumpi, Sock and Fox, Pura, Kakashki, Kickapoo, and like, this. I'm terribly sorry if I butcher all of those names. I'm terribly sorry. And continuing. Democrats continue to support tribes as they advocate for the United States to uphold treaties and trusted responsibilities. There's a whole lot of treaties that you should like uphold, but like I'm not sure if they're interested in doing so. Like for Dakota, I can know this because Joey talked about this. How about returning the Black Hills to the Lakota people? That means we have to get rid of like Mount Rushmore, and I'm fine with getting rid of Mount Rushmore. Those are 4 white supremacists up on there. All of them have done terrible things. I'm not sure if I can list them all. I'm sure that more I would find. We applaud that in 2024 on the Biden, we applaud that in 2024 on the Biden-Harris administration, the Para Band of Potawatomi Nation became the first federally recognized tribe and nation in Illinois in 175 years, when the United States Department of the Interior placed 130 acres of the Sacramento's reservation nearby county into trust. Wait a minute, the Potawatomi just became recognized after 175 years? That's a problem with many of the indigenous tribes in like the in some of our areas. The Dumawash, again, the Seattle, so the city of Seattle. That was the name of the chief of the Dumawash tribe in the 1850s, when the settlers and colonizers, the white supremacists, came to these lands. So we named the city of Seattle after their chief, the Dumawash's chief. And the Dumawash people are still not recognized as a nationally recognized tribe, an indigenous tribe by the United States of America. It's a fucking long process. And it's going to start running on my Twitch stream right now. Okay, so at least that's like the end of one section. So after a full hour of the stream, I finally read one page. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to take an ad break on like Twitch. So those of you who are like lurking on YouTube, don't worry, you don't have to do anything, and you're not gonna like get ads on like YouTube anyway, because like ads will come. Like also, Mount Rushmore was illegally done without permission of the tribe that owns that land. Exactly, Azal. Exactly. And not that many. Mount Rushmore. I remember in that name brings back old special done Canadian comedian Rick Maurice that he and the CBC called Talking to Americans, where he went to America and asked them a bunch of obviously ridiculous questions about Canada, and one of them was telling him, claiming to Americans that Mount Rushmore was actually owned by a Canadian company, and the company apparently wanted to do some blasting in the mountains. And you know what, Lucidia? If I was interviewed for that, it's okay, sure, go ahead. I don't think the Canadian company should own that Mount Rushmore, the Black Hills. You should give back to the Dakota people as well. So, but yeah, go ahead, blast off those heads as well too. that mountain's been memorialized in North by Northwest, so we can see pictures of it. We don't need those like the four faces, those like white supremacists up there as well too. So let's imagine all that and think about that as we also take a self-care break. So whenever I run ads on my Twitch channel, and I do that every 5 minutes to avoid pre-roll ads that happen on my Twitch channel, I also take a self-care break as well too. And I do that on both YouTube and Twitch as well too. I'm not going to like give content to one set of audience while another set of audience is like behind ads. And also it's a good opportunity for like everyone to like have a dick self-care break as well too. So this is your opportunity to get up to stretch, maybe even calm down a little bit, get something to drink, something to eat if you're hungry, use the facilities you need to if you have medication and you haven't taken it yet. Now would be a good time to do so. I need a cough for some reason. Yeah, I'm going to switch over to Be Right Back screen, both YouTube and Twitch, run 3 minutes ads on my Twitch channel, and I'll be right back.